For more on the economic fallout from Russia from international sanctions, let's go over to Paul Massaro, a senior policy advisor for the Commission on Security and Cooperation in Europe. Paul, thanks for being here. I know we've seen how these sanctions have already hit Russia's economy. The ruble's value has plummeted. The stock market there has been closed. Companies are halting any business they were doing there. What sticks out to you, though, about how these sanctions have been implemented so far? Any surprises here?
So the sanctions that have been imposed upon Russia are historic. We've never seen anything like this used. Russia is totally and completely isolated. It's really the collapse of the economy, but also sort of removing Russia from the globalized economy and watching all these, as you say, these businesses pull out. It is extraordinary. I mean, I think it's unique. And I think one of the most striking things is how little it's actually impacted Western markets. In fact, we seem to have been able to accomplish this at so far, very little cost to ourselves, although that may change if we make the final move to sanction oil and gas.
But it also doesn't seem to be impacting the battlefield. One expert that ABC News spoke with this week said that, quote, banks don't stop tanks. So how likely do you think these sanctions are to change Putin's behavior in the short term in terms of this invasion?
Well, it's funny that expert would say that, because often in our field we say it's the banks, not the tanks.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, it's usually reversed when I guess you come at it from the economic and financial perspective, as we often do. I absolutely think that this is going into Putin's calculation. Losing your entire industrial capacity, being hit in this economic way is huge. We've seen stalled convoys, lack of fuel, lack of food, the logistics of the Russian military absolutely falling apart. We are at day 10 now, and Putin is having to resort to really brutal, horrific crackdowns in Russia, complete close of free press, jailing of all protesters, making it illegal to tell the truth about what's going on in this war. So I think that we're at this juncture where Putin is either going to have to engage in kind of a sort of face-saving ceasefire, the sort of declare victory and go home kind of thing, or the worst scenario where Putin decides to engage in a brutal campaign of destruction.
So, Paul, really quick, you attribute the reports of the lack of food and fuel to the troops as tied to these sanctions?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you know, the sanctions are certainly a part of why we're seeing the breakdown of the Russian military. I mean, it takes money to run a war, right? It takes $20 billion a day to keep this going. And Putin just doesn't have access to that any longer.
All right. Paul Massaro from the Commission on Security and Cooperation in Europe. Paul, we appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.